Hi everyone. Today is day 124 and today I will practice on English speaking and this session will be only dedicated for English speaking. Now day 124 is most important day is today to build some English speaking. Now today I learn some paragraph and build my vocabulary pronunciation and this everything will be built in everything. The topic is the power of self discipline, learning, and consistent growth. And this topic to will build our environment and speak some things. Now, you try to build anything, you can focus on yourself. Now, you can improve your English speaking. Now, you can practice every day. Only start 2 minutes. Not I say 1 hour a day you can practice. No, start 2 minutes practice and this day. And one day you will master this English speaking says. I am not a master of English speaking. I do not a speaker of English speaker. I am only try to build practical try to build myself in one skills to build in English and this English speaking improvement challenge. Now start this challenge. Some learn some paragraph, some makes a powerful life. Build the English speaking every day. Now I start to 2 minutes practice every day and day 1 to day 124 is totally different in my English. And every day I try to build myself and improve my English speaking journey. Now I learn English speaking is usually focus on learning and I do not have a environment to speaking English and practice English. So I try to build YouTubes and focus on myself. And this is the one reason to I started English speaking in YouTube. So practice and everyone can listen and I improve my English speaking in your journey. I am very beginner. I can start a very beginner level. So I read this paragraph to build my vocabulary and pronunciation. And my pronunciation is very bad. Really, my pronunciation is very bad. I am hesitated because my native language is Hindi, Bhojpuri, and this is the new language to learn. So I start. Success is not created in a single day. It is created through thousands of small decisions, repeated consistently. Over the time, every great achievement begins with a simple decision to become better than yesterday. A person does not become successful merely because of the talent, intelligence, money, luck, or opportunity. And these the things can help, but they are not enough. The foundation of meaningful success is a discipline. You are a disciplined person, you can build everything in your life. I started day 1 in English speaking, and today day 124 is the discipline and consistency matter my life to build and practice this day. And a discipline teaches a person to do what must be done even when motivation disappears. It creates a structure when life feels so confusing and directions. When the future seems uncertain, a disciplined person understands that a feeling changes. Circumstances changes but commitment must remain. A strong the world often the celebrate the results, but the behind every result there are a countless hours of invisible efforts. Behind a strong body are the month of the training. Behind the financial knowledge are years of a learning. Behind the confidence are repeated experience of failure and recovery. Behind leadership are years of responsibilities. Behind excellence are thousands of ordinary actions performed with extraordinary consistency. This is why personal growth should never be treated as a temporary project. It should become a lifelong lifestyle. Every morning adds a new opportunity to our life to improve the quality of life. You can read a few pages, exercise your body, learn new skills, organize your priorities, improves your communication, study financial principles, or a simple spend time thinking deeply, or simply spend time to thinking deeply about our goals. A small action may look insignificant today, but their long term effect can be enormous. Compounding does not work only in the money, it's work on knowledge compound, skills compound, relationship compound, discipline compounds, and confidence compounds, good habits compound. Unfortunately, unfortunately, negative habit also compound. Wasting 1 hour may seem harmless, but wasting 1 hour every day can become hundreds of lost hours in years. Spending every day consuming meaningless content can slowly weaken attention and ambitions. Delaying important work can become a permanent habit of procrastination. Therefore, the quality of your future depends heavily on what you repeated to do today. Do a person who wants a better life must first become a better version of themselves. The transformation begins with awareness. You must understand when currently, understand what you want, what is holding you back, and what action can move forward. Without clarity, effort becomes scattered. Without discipline, clarity becomes useless. You have a clarity, but you don't have a discipline. You don't go anyway. Without action, knowledge remains theoretically. The strongest people are not necessarily those who know everything. They are often the people who consistently apply what they know. Knowledge becomes so powerful only when it is converted into action. If you know, if you know that exercise is beneficial, but never exercise that knowledge has a limited practical value. If you know that reading improve your understanding, but never read, the knowledge remains unused. If you understand investing but make a decision emotionally at the information along with not a protect you, real growth requires, and the real growth requires execution. This is why action should always follow learning or learn, apply, review, improve, and repeat. This is a simple cycle can transform a personal life. This is a simple way to improve our life. Modern society often the creating unrealistic expectations about the success, social medias show achievements but rarely show the years of preparation. Really show the reals of preparation. May seem someone's becoming a financial successful, physically fit, academically excellent, or professionally respected, but you may not see the thousands of difficult moments that came before the result. Comparing your beginning with the else. Advanced stage is unfair to yourself. Your responsibility is not to become a someone else. Your responsibility is to maximize your own potential. Progress should be measured against your previous self. If you understand something today that you did not understand yesterday, you have progressed. If you can perform and exercise better than the last month, you have progressed. If you can perform a better exercise the last month, you have progressed. If you control an impulse that previously controlled, you have progressed. If you control an impulse that previously controlled, you have been progressed. If you handle a failure with this, if you handle failure with the more maturity than before, you have progressed. Growth is often too quite it does not always look impressive from the outside. Sometimes growth is simply wake up and doing the work when nobody is watching. That is where the character is building, and the character is what you do when there is no audience, no appeals, no immediate reward. A strong character create long-term reliability. When you become reliable to yourself, your confidence increase. Confidence should not be confused with the arrogance. True confidence comes from evidence. When you repeatedly keep promise made yourself. If you decide to study for 1 hour or actually study, your strength self trust. If you commit to exercising and complete your workout, if you strength the self trust, if you commit to exercising and complete your workout, your strength, self trust, if you decide to avoid unnecessary distraction and maintain focus, you stand as a self trust. Every completed commitment becomes evidence that you can depend on yourself to over the time. This creates a powerful internal identity. You being so seeing yourself as a someone who takes action, and identity matters because behavior often the follow identity. If you consistently tell yourself that you are lazy, weak, unlucky, and incapable, you may unconsciously behave according to those beliefs. Instead, build an identity based on actions. Tell yourself that you are a learner, a builder, a disciplined person, a responsible person, and someone who keep improving. Then prove the identity for the behavior. Words alone are not enough. Your habits, not enough. Your habits are your evidence. Another major component of success is focus attention is one of the most valuable resource a human being possess. In a age of constant in a age of constant notifications sort of videos, entertainment, advertisement, and all information, the ability to concentrate deeply has been the increasing valuable. A person who can focus for several uninterrupted hours can often to outperform someone who is equally intelligent but consistently distracted. Focus is not merely about working harder, it is a protecting your attention. Protecting your attention from unnecessary noises. Turn off unnecessary noises, notifications, keep your phone away during important work. Create a specific environment for a study. Work on meaningful tasks at a time. Give your brain enough time to enter deep concentration. The beginning may feel uncomfortable because the modern brain becomes accustomed to constant stimulation, but the attention can be trained just like a muscles. The more consistently you practice concentration, the stronger it becomes. Build reading books. It's one of the best way to rebuild attention. Books provide some things that rapid the digital content often to cannot sustain thought. A good book allow you to enter another person's knowledge, experience, mistakes, discoveries, and a perspective. Reading can introduce you to ideas that may have taken another person decades to develop. You can learn history, economics, psychology, leadership, psychology, science and business, communications, and personal development from the accumulated experiences of humanity. However, reading alone is not enough. You should think about what you read, what you explain, ask questions, tone notes, take a notes, connect ideas, discuss them, apply them. The objective of reading is not to count books. The objective is to expand understanding. One deeply understand book can be more valuable than 50 books read the superficially. It is not work. Learning should therefore be active. Write down your important concept, explain them in your own words, teach them to someone else all the time. Is in real situation when you teach an idea, you discover whenever you truly understand it. This the principle applies especially to finance literacy. It is the important like life skills because money affects many areas of your life. Understanding the income, we are understanding income, expenses, saving, investing, risk, debt, inflation, compounding, and asset allocation can improve a decision making. But the financial knowledge should always be combined with risk awareness. There is no guaranteed path to wealth. Through the market, investing involves uncertainty, and the returns are never guaranteed. A responsible investor studies before taking, understands risk, avoid emotional decisions, and the things long term. The desire to become a rich quickly can become a dangerous because it is encourage. Excessive risk taking is sustainable wealth. Risk taking is sustainable wealth. It's not merely about having a large amount of money. It's not necessary. Having a large amount of money, it is about creating a financial resilience and increasing your ability to make choices. Money should serve a purpose. It can provide security, education, opportunity, freedom, and the ability to support others. But the money without discipline can disappear quickly. Therefore, the mindset behind the money and matter as much as the money itself, are the person who earns more but spends without control may remain financially stressed. Another person who earns the less but serves consistently avoids unnecessary debt and invest responsible may gradually ability financial success is therefore a behavioral game. Emotional control is essential. Markets can move quickly, price can rise and fall, can create fear or excitement, and the social media can create a show to follow trends. The disciplined investor does not treat every moment as an emergency. Instead, that they returns to fundamental objective to time horizon, valuation, and risk. The same principle applies to life. Not every problem requires an emotional reaction. Sometimes the best response is to pause, think, gather information, and act deliberately. Emotion, Emotional intelligence is therefore another form of a strength. A strong does not mean never feels fear, angry, and disappointment of a sadness. It means learning how to respond intelligently to those emotions. A mature person can experience difficult emotion without allowing those emotions to control every decision. This requires self awareness before reacting. Ask what you are feeling, why you are feeling it, and what action will create the best long term outcome. This simple pause can prevent many mistakes. Communication is another essential skill. You can be intelligent and hardworking, but if you cannot communicate your ideas clearly, and your impact may remain the limited. Good communication involves a listening, understanding the clarity, empathy, some confidence, and timing. Speak clearly, avoid unnecessary complexity, listen before the respond. Ask better questions. Respect different perspective. Respect different perspective. A strong communication does not mean the talking consistently. Sometimes the most powerful communication is careful listening. And the leadership also begins with the responsibility. A leader does not simply demand result from others. A leader's concepts accepts the responsibilities for the outcomes of leadership requires a vision, discipline, courage, and accountability. And the service. The best leaders understand that the people are not a machines. They have a motivation, fears, ambitions, and the personal circumstances. Good leadership, therefore, combines a high standard with the human understanding. You can demand excellence without disrespecting people. You can maintain a discipline without being the cruel. You can be ambitious without becoming arrogant. The strongest leadership psychology and the combines the performance and the conscious may of the same. Listen, the body responds to consistently and expect a permanent transformation. And the physical development requires repeated training, proper nutrition, adequate recovery, and patience. Exercise improve more than a physical appearance. It can extend energy, confidence, work capacity, and mental resilience. A simple training routine performed consistently is often better than an extreme routine performed for a few weeks. Walking, running, strength training, works or sports, and basic body weights exercise can all contribute to physical health when the practical appropriately. Recovery matters. To rest is not a laziness. Recovery allows the body to adapt. Sleep is another fundamental pillar of performance. A person who consistently sacrifice the sleep may be eventually experience reduced concentration, energy, mood, and performance. And productivity should not be measured by how exhausted you become. It should be measured by the quality of a meaningful work you complete. This is why sustainable productivity matters. Work hard but work intelligently. Plan your priorities, protect your energy, take appropriate breaks, and sleep sufficient. Build a system rather than not depending entirely on motivation. Motivation is useful but is unstoppable. Some mornings you will feel inspired, other morning you will not. Discipline bridge that the gap. It's allow you to continue even when motivation is not. A strong routine reduces the number of decisions you must make. If you already know when you study, when you exercise, when you work, when you sleep, you spend less energy deciding what to do. And structures creates a freedom because it is reduce chaos. And however, discipline should be not be a rigidity. Life changes, and unexpected responsibilities appears, the plans fail. Or disciplined, a person knows how to adapt the without abandoning the mission. The goal remains stable will the strategy can change. This destination is important. Oh my god, my voice is not okay. If you want method stop working, improve the method rather than ambition abandoning the goal. Failure is not always evidence that you should quit. Sometimes, if you saw information, every failure contains data. Ask what went wrong, what the plan on realistics was. Preparation insufficient. Was execution inconsistency? Strategy failure? What is the timing wrong? Did you ignore warning signs? These questions turns of failures into education. The wrong response to failure is to conclude that you are incapable. The better responses the better response improve the system. Failure becomes dangerously only when you refuse to learn from it. Successful people are not people who never fail. They are people who recover, adapt, and continue. Resilience is the ability to remain committed. Will of facing difficulty, life will test anyone. They they will be rejection, financial pressure, and the disappointment, criticism, uncertainty, mistakes, and unexpected obstacles. You cannot control everything that happens, but you can control your preparation. and the response. This is where mental toughness develops. Mental toughness is not a pretending that the everything is easy, it is acknowledged. Difficulty will continue to move forward. Sometimes progress means moving quickly, and sometimes it is means slowly. Sometimes it means a step backward to protect the large mission. Wisdom is knowing the long-term thinking. Help ask yourself what decision will matter 5 years for now. Many problems that feel the enormous today will become irrelevant with the time. Likewise, the seems insignificant today can become a major advance after years. This is the power of compounding. Imagine improving by a small amount of every day. The individual improvement may be difficult to be noticed, but the accumulated effects can be the sustainable. The same learn one useful concept each day, and eventually your mental library becomes enormous. Develop one useful skill at a time, and eventually you become a highly capable. Save and invest consistently, and your financial base can grow over the time. Build healthy relationships through the repeated action and respect, and your social media becomes accumulated choices. The means you should be careful about what you repeat. Environment matters as well. The people around you can influence your standard beliefs, habits, and ambitions. I spend times with the people who encourage growth, honesty, responsibility, and learn. Avoid environment and consistently destructive behavior. Does not mean by judging everyone who is different from if from you. Where are you going to control the every decision they require? Sometimes it is the information. Every failure contains data. Ask for what we went wrong. Was it the plans on really sufficient? Insufficient as the execution is consistent. Was the strategy flawed? Was the timing wrong? Did you ignore warning signs? These caution through failures. And the failure becomes a dangerously only when you refuse to learn from it. Is successful people are not a people who never fail. They are people who recover, adapt, and continue resilience. It is the ability to remain the committed with will facing difficulty and life the test. This session, I think, this is very big session. Now this session will be ended this time. This session will be ended. Sometimes a better continue over the month and years. These small decision can create a completely different life, the future life. So this session will be completely